gonna do a little measurement here. Trying to fix my camera. This way I could get a better view. So I get a question from one of my subscribers. If you want to leave any message, you can leave it. I will reply back to you. Get a question from a subscriber who asking me about measurement. I think I have a video on my channel. If I sound a little hoarse, I am hoarse. All right. I think I have a video on my channel um with measurement, and I think maybe they don't understand the measurement process or so. So I say let me come on and do a little couple minutes live for you so I can show you have challenges, no matter how long they're sewing. Right. So when it comes to measuring the body, you have to know is the most key important part when it comes to pattern drafting. So today I will use this mannequin and I will show you how my way of measurement. This is my way. Everybody a different way of measuring. Okay. So I'm gonna get my measuring tape. You know, we always looking for measures. One thing I don't know, seamstress, tailors, and fashion designer always have problem with measuring tape, scissors, right? So this is a mannequin I have here, right? Now I did a review on this mannequin, and this is the half scale mannequin I'm using. Now this is half of my body size here. So for I get my design, if you guys notice lately on my channel, I start doing the half scale mannequin, the half scale pattern, but the measurement that I am giving you in the half scale is a full body measurement. All right, that is for the real pattern when you're drafting your full size pattern. The measurement I give you in the half scale is for a full size pattern, right? So we have this mannequin here. So now when we look at this mannequin, if you look, this mannequin have shape. If you look at the back, you see the back come down like in a nice rung. It's like a curve, right? Whereas some people back won't be curved like this. Some people hair, wrong hair would be more full, right? Wrong hair would be more full. But if you look at the mannequin, this mannequin have a nice shape. It have a nice curve because before I purchase this, I put in my measurement to get an exact form of my body type. So that when I do a half scale measurement for this or a pattern for this, I see what my design will look like on my full scale pattern, right? So now this half bust, if you look at it, you have bust. So the front, whereas some people front waistline does be longer or it could be shorter, right? When it comes to the back waistline, some people back waistline could be shorter, it could be longer, or it could be the same as the front waistline. It all depends on your body type. In my case, when it comes to back waist length, my back waist length is shorter than my front waist length. The reason why is because I have a core sink like in my back. If you look at the mannequin, this mannequin come down straight, right? It have a sink. So I have this kind of sink in my back. So you'd always find with when I measuring my clothes, I always have to take away some from the back of the pattern. All right, the front of the pattern for me would always be longer than the back of the pattern. I will show you what that means in a while. So we got this mannequin. So let me go ahead and let me show you how we measure it now. So let's say this is you, right? Let me say this is you, and you want to measure your body. The best way is to get someone to measure you, right? Let me say this is you. You get your measuring tape. Now the first measurement I take, right, does be around my bust. So the first measurement I take does be around my bust here. This is the first measurement I just take is around my bust. Now taking this measurement around my bust, I always leave like a finger where my finger could pass through at least the measuring tape or two fingers, right? That could pass through the measurement tape. I don't like my clothes too tight. So you're gonna get your measuring tape and you're gonna measure your bus. Don't pull the measuring tape too tight. Don't pull the measuring tape. Don't make it too big. You don't want it too loose. You don't want it too tight. Remember, we still have to add ease to this measurement. So you're gonna measure the fullest part of your bus. Always look for the fullest part of your bus, like this. Now we don't want the measuring tape dropping down. You want the measuring tape to be sturdy right in the back here. You don't want it dropping down here. You don't want it high up here. So you want the measuring tape to be like this. All right. So we're gonna measure. So this is the bus here. You're looking for the fullest part of the bus, which is over the two bus point that you have here. You put the measuring tape over the bus. Next, the second measurement I take, it does be my waist. Now, getting your waist, some people don't know their waistline. Now, the easiest way to find your waistline is get a piece of card or a piece of elastic and tie it around. You see how they have this piece of card here? You tie it around this waist here because some people don't know their waistline. They can't find their waistline. So the easiest part to find the waistline is tie a piece of elastic or tie a piece of card around the waistline so you can know where your waistline is. So we're gonna measure the waistline. And I always left a finger, right, where I could pass through my measuring tape. I don't make the measurement too tight. Don't measure the waist too tight and don't measure it too slack, right? So you want it right, nice on the waist. You want it the measuring tape to be nice on the waist. So you measure your waist. The next measurement I would do, I would go for my hip measurement. Now, this does be the most problem for some people. They don't know where their hip is. Now, it's simple. You could find your hip. All you have to do is measure down, and everybody hip measurement, hip depth would be different. Even your hip measurement would be different because you from your hip, you need to measure down to wherever the fullest part, right, of your buttocks is. The fullest part of this part here, which is here, right? So you gonna find the fluffiest part and you gonna measure down from your clit. So you gonna know where your hip is, right? So you measure down, you look, my hip measurement is between 8 to 9 inches from my waist, right? So you look for the fluffiest part of your buttocks and you press the hip measurement and you measure. You're gonna need this measurement. This measurement here, you need it to draft your skirt or your dress or your pants or whatever you're doing. So you're gonna measure the fullest part of your hip and you're gonna write that measurement down. Right? Next, the next measurement you need, you're gonna need from the neck to the waist, right? So you're gonna get your measuring tape and you measure from your neck to your waist and you write that measurement down. Now, if you making a full top, you would measure from your neck to your waist and then you measure down however long you want this top to be. All right. Next, what we need is the across shoulder. Now from shoulder blade, shoulder bone to shoulder bone. So you're gonna get your measuring tape and you're gonna measure from one end of the shoulder here. Let me just show you. From one end of this shoulder to the next end of this shoulder here. And you're gonna write that down. All right. Next, what you're gonna need, you're gonna need the neck. So you're gonna get your neck, and I always leave like 2 finger space between my neck. You're gonna need your neck. Next, what you're gonna need from the neck to the shoulder. So you need from, let me just lift it. You need from this neck to this shoulder here, right? Right here, from the neck with this, my fingers to this shoulder right here. Next, what you're gonna need from your shoulder to your bust. So you're gonna get your measuring tape and you're gonna place the measuring tape here. You're gonna place the measuring tape from the shoulder right there, right to your bust over your nipple, right? Over your bust, you're gonna need this measurement from your shoulder to your bust. And then you're gonna need from your shoulder, right, to your waist. From your shoulder to your waist. You need this measurement. If you're making a full top, you're gonna need from your waist right down to the however full you want this top, right? Next, what you need, you're gonna need the bust point from one bust nipple to the next bust nipple. Now, this is a crucial measurement, especially when it comes to making the underarm dart, right? You know, you have some top, you have the underarm dart, you have the waist dart. Now, this bust point here is a crucial part, especially when you want to put an underarm dart. So you're going to measure from one nipple to the next nipple, and you're going to write this. We call this the apex or the bust point, and you're going to write this down. All right. Now let's say you're making a dress and you want the length of the dress. Now, how I measure my dress, everybody measure different. Some people measure from the shoulder, right? And they pass the measuring tape from the shoulder here right over the bust, right down to however long they want this dress. Now, I don't do that because if I pull the measuring tape from my shoulder over my bust, right down to however long I want this waist, now in between here have a lot of space, right? If you look at it in between here, have a lot of space. So now what would become of this space here in between here? If you just pull the measuring tape right down from your shoulder, right away down to however long you want your dress or your top. You have all this space. That's why sometimes we have a lot of gather in these clothes. That's why we have a lot of fabric in between here sometimes. Especially people with big busts. Sometimes when you see their clothes, they have a lot of extra fabric in between here. No, you don't want that. What I do, what helped me, I measure from my shoulder to my bust, and then I hold the measuring tape right by the bust nipple, and I walk the measuring tape down. I walk it down to my waist, and then I walk it right away down to however long I want my dress or my top or so to be. All right. So that's what I do. With the back, I do the same thing. Because remember, I have a curve in my back. So if you have a curve in your back and you getting a lot of fabric up top, letting a lot of fabric like gathering up in between this waistline here. Because most time you get the gathering in between right here, this waistline here, right? And if you got a lot of fabric gathering up, it's either one thing could be possible is that the back is too long. You have to shorten on the back, right? Now let's say when you think your back is too tight, that means you cut the back too short. All right. So in my case, my back is shorter than my front. So for I get the measurement, I need to measure from my shoulder and I have to walk this measuring tape. Walk it to get the right measurement. And then I measure down to my waist or I measure down to the long, however long I want it up. I must walk this measuring tape. If I don't, and I just pull this so, you see the amount of fabric what would left between here. This is a lot of fabric between here, and this is what will give me the gathering. And I take a while before I could really learn this. And I figure out how I could get my clothes to fit properly. And I realized by just pulling the measuring tape right down, it caused a lot of fabric to be gathering in between this area here, right? That's so all you need to do if you're getting the problem is walk the measuring tape down and you hold it and you walk and measure down however long you want your top, right? Next, for the professional, them when they measuring, they need good afternoon. Hey, yeah, I'll just give me a second. Yes, so sorry about the delay. So you get a lot of fabric in between here. So for avoid the problem, you just need to work the measuring tape as I showed you, right? So this is for up to the waist. This is if you want to make a top up to the waist. If you want to make a top up to right down to the full size top, I will show you that how to do that in my next slide. So this measurement I give you here is up to the waist measurement. We measure up to your waist, right? So this is a crucial measurement you will need, all right, when it comes to drafting your pattern. So by getting the bust, getting the waist, getting the shoulder, right, you will be able to curve your armhole to suit your measurement. Okay, so this is the measurement. Some people would take like the upper bust here, like the across bust. Some people would take that as well. Now I hardly take this. I used to, but I hardly take this now. Right? I more use the shoulder to get my across bust. Now it's a technique you have to use in getting that. Some people would also measure here, right? Some people would come and they would measure from your underarm right down to your side, like this. They would measure down to your side from your underarm to your side. Now I don't need all that measurement, right? So this is how somebody asked me about the across shoulder. Right now, the across shoulder is the easiest from here to here. So when you grab your measuring tape like this, and one of my subscriber asked me about how I get this measurement. Now, this measurement, you just put your measuring tape from one shoulder blade to the next shoulder blade, but make sure it pass over at least behind the higher part of the neck, from one shoulder blade to the from one shoulder to the next shoulder. All right. And this measurement, you have to calculate this measurement. None of big calculation. So these is all the measurement that you will need for sewing from the arm up to the waist, so the top. Now, if you doing more like the lower body, like you need the full top, you need to go down to the hip measurement and so on, as I show you earlier, right? So if you want the full size measurement, all you have to do is measure from your waist, full size top, measure from your waist, you find your hip measurement, which is the fullest part of your bust round here, your butt round here, so the fluffiest part, and you measure the tape. Normally it would be like 8 to 9 inches the most. Some people own, depends on how tall you is, depends on how short you is. You get different measurement when it comes to your hip measurement, right? So this is the how you measure, right? So you measure along that. Now, for my pants, how I measuring for my pants, what I would do, I would measure my leg, right? You have to measure the leg because you have to know the width of the leg. And then I would measure the crotch depth. What you can do, you can sit down on a chair and measure this crotch depth and see how much you get. And then you measure to your knee. You measure down to your knee, right? And then you measure down to the ankle and the length of the pants, however long you want this pants, right? But the crotch depth is the most important thing in this pants. You must get the crotch depth so that you can start drafting this pants, right? So yes, and then you get from your waist right down to however long you want the pants to be. So this is just the basic measurement, what I use to do my measurement, and this is how I just measure. There are many ways, as I said before, when everybody measure different. So you can look around and see how other people measuring, and maybe you can follow them. You can, whichever one is best suit you. I always advise people to go with whichever one suit you. All right. So for this live, I don't want to make it too long. This is the way I do my measurement. In my next live, I will show you how to calculate these measurements. So I hope I was able to make this easy, simple, and quick for you. And I hope I was able to help you understand, right, about the measurement and how I measure to do my drafting, right? So this, I always use this mannequin. So in my next live, I will show you how to calculate the measurement. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon, and bye for now. If you guys like this video, leave the comment below and you can let me know if you have any question, and I will try my best to answer back to you. So enjoy your Sunday and you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.